What if I told you that your brain can get up to 35% of its energy from ketones, a fuel source that's more stable and efficient than sugar? And what if the brain fog, the memory lapses, and the mental fatigue you're experiencing after 40 aren't just normal aging, but your brain literally starving for the right fuel? I'm about to show you something that will completely change how you think about feeding your brain. Hi, I'm Deborah, a health and wellness coach. And after years of adopting the ketogenic approach and transforming my own health, I now work with people who want to transform their health outcomes. Over the years that I've been working with people one to one, I've seen many people over the age of 40 transform their health and cognitive function by making this one simple change. So if you're tired of walking into a room and wondering why you're there, or if you feel like your mental sharpness just isn't what it used to be, this video is for you. Here's what's really happening in your brain after the age of 40. Your brain weighs about 3 pounds. That's just 2% of your body weight, but it consumes about 20% of your daily energy. Just think about that. It's like having a sports car engine in your body that's constantly running. But here's a really important point. Most of us are feeding this high performance engine the equivalent of cheap fuel. When your brain relies solely on glucose, on sugar, it's like being on an energy roller coaster. Blood sugar spikes and then crashes, and your brain literally goes into starvation mode during those dips. That's when you can experience the brain fog, the irritability, and that 3 p.m. mental crash. But what if I told you there's a cleaner, more stable fuel that can provide over a third of your brain's energy needs? Enter ketones, the brain's premium fuel source. Here's something really fascinating that so many doctors never learn in medical school. Your brain can run on two fuels, glucose or ketones, but ketones aren't just an alternative fuel. They're actually a superior fuel. Research published in the Journal of Cerebral Blood Flow and Metabolism shows that during ketosis, your brain can derive up to 35% of its energy from ketones. And this creates a more stable, sustained energy supply compared to the glucose roller coaster. It's like upgrading from regular unleaded to premium rocket fuel. And here's where it gets really exciting. A groundbreaking study published in eLife found that ketones, specifically beta hydroxybutyrate, directly increases the production of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is like a fertilizer for your brain cells. And here's something that really blew my mind when I first discovered it. Your brain is protected by something called the blood-brain barrier. Think of it as a highly selective security system that decides what gets into your brain and what doesn't. Glucose needs a special transporter to cross this barrier. And when those transporters are overwhelmed or damaged, which happens with age and insulin resistance, your brain literally starves. But ketones, they have VIP access. They cross that blood-brain barrier independently without needing those transporters. This means even if you have insulin resistance or diabetes, your brain can still get premium fuel through ketones. I've had clients telling me it's like the lights being turned back on. And that after just a few weeks of being in ketosis, their memory was much sharper again. But the real game changer is what ketones do to brain inflammation. Here's something that might surprise you. Chronic inflammation in your brain, called neuroinflammation, is now being recognized as a major driver of cognitive decline and depression and even Alzheimer's disease. A study in the journal Nature showed that people with higher inflammatory markers had significantly faster rates of brain aging. But ketones are powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. They actually suppress that NLRP3 inflammasome. That's the brain's fire alarm system that often gets stuck in the on position as we age. When you're running on ketones, it's like having a built-in fire extinguisher for brain inflammation. Plus, ketones increase the production of antioxidants in your brain. Glutathione, that's your brain's master antioxidant, increases by up to 30% when you're in ketosis. This is huge for protecting against the oxidative stress that accelerates brain aging. Now, here's what most people get wrong about getting ketones into their brain. You don't actually have to do a strict ketogenic diet to get those brain benefits. You can achieve ketosis through intermittent fasting, through targeted ketone supplementation, or even just reducing your carb intake to about 50 grams a day. The key is consistency. Your brain needs time to upregulate the enzymes that efficiently use ketones. That usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks. And this is why some people feel worse before they feel better when they first start reducing their carbohydrates. So here's my practical tip. Start with a 16-8 intermittent fasting schedule. This naturally puts your body into mild ketosis during that 16-hour fasting window, giving your brain a taste of this premium fuel without really any major dietary changes. Some of the transformations I've witnessed are remarkable. Clients who went from needing 3 cups of coffee just to focus in meetings to having sustained mental energy all day. Others noticing that their depression lifted for the first time in years. And now we know why. Ketones increase GABA production, which has natural antidepressant effects. But here's the most exciting part about all of this. We're just scratching the surface of what ketones can do for your body. While your brain is getting this premium fuel, every other organ in your body is benefiting too. And next time, I'm going to show you how ketones can make your heart more efficient and why cardiologists are starting to recommend ketogenic approaches for heart health. Your brain is the command center, and when you fuel it properly with ketones, the benefits cascade throughout your entire body. So subscribe for the next video in this series where you'll explore your heart on ketones and ring that notification bell so you don't miss it. Drop me a comment below and tell me what's the biggest brain challenge you're facing after 40. I read every single comment and often create videos based on your questions. So until next time, keep feeding that beautiful brain of yours the premium fuel it deserves. Thanks again. See you in the next video.